59 years, and our government has continued to withhold from us information about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. And over the 59 years, it's been like pulling teeth to get our government, administrations of both parties, to release and declassify all the records relating to that November 22nd, 1963 assassination in Dallas, Texas. And today, the National Archives released more than 13,000 unredacted files. That's not all the files there are, but at least we're sort of getting there. We're getting more. And the files released today were released more than 5 years after the documents were originally required by law to be released. The government says that the 5-year postponement was due to potential national security concerns. Former U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations and former National Security Advisor John Bolton joins me. Good evening, sir. We've talked off camera. Tell me hypothetically, what's the big secret? Why can't we get this stuff 59 years later?
Well, I think almost certainly the information that has either been redacted from documents that have been made public or that is in documents that haven't been made public at all relates to sources and methods of intelligence by the CIA and other agencies. And people may say, yeah, but that was 60 years ago. Nonetheless, the information may have implications about sources and methods that carry on down the years and that even today can be extremely sensitive. Now, I haven't seen it. I didn't participate in any of the decisions about this, but I think that's what the issue is. According to those who have at least scanned the 13,000 new documents that came out today, there were no hidden secrets. There's no conspiracy theory verification. I don't think the material being withheld is necessarily about the Kennedy assassination as such, so much as it is to protect intelligence sources and methods.
Well, if that were indeed true, it seemed to me that not much could have changed in 5 years, and they're 5 years late. But even I was sort of going over, I made a list of all the things I've heard over the years. Oswald acting alone, Oswald acting at the direction of Russia, Oswald acting at the direction of Cuba, the mafia because of RFK, his brother, going after the mafia. Then there's the suggestions to cover up because the CIA didn't act fast enough when there was some tip about Oswald before the assassination, and then finally that former President Lyndon Baines Johnson that was part of a coup. So there have been all these ideas, and of course the theory that the Warren Commission went with, that it was Oswald acting alone. And it seems like it's been just such a disservice to drag this out.
Well, look, there's a very strong argument that to take the wind out of the sails of the various conspiracy theories, that all this stuff should be released. And I think that's a very strong argument. I think after all these years and with different administrations of different parties, it's pretty hard to imagine now that the Biden administration or the Trump administration before it is keeping back documents that are simply embarrassing to the United States. In the documents that have been released over the years, there's plenty that's embarrassing in there. So you can argue about whether the sources and methods logic, the argument to protect those, is valid or not, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'd love to know the answer, because I think getting rid of these conspiracies, getting it out, making sure that whatever evidence there is, everybody can look at, would be the best thing. But since we don't know what we don't know, I also don't want to second-guess the judgment of the professionals who think that release could have damage to the national security even today.
Well, I guess I'm a bit of a skeptic. I think we overclassify in this town. I think the American people, I think we're big girls and big boys, and for the most part we can know a lot. Not that's national security, but you said sensitive. I don't think sensitive is an issue, but really genuine national security. My guess is that we overclassify in this town.
Well, I think we do, but in this case, it's hard to imagine a declassification process that has received more attention in our country's history. And the fact that one administration after another is still persuaded that there's material that shouldn't be released, I think speaks to the fact that this is much more than sensitive. This is of the highest importance. One day it'll come out, but not yet.
All right, well, they're 5 years late on this one. If it was good today, it probably was good 5 years ago. But I'm taking the last word on that one. Ambassador John Bolton, thank you, sir.
Thank you.